permanent Israel prime minister? Watch this.
If you take away the Soviet Union and its chief proxy, the PLO, international terrorism would collapse.
If you take out Saddam's regime, I guarantee you that it will have enormous positive reverberations on the region. Obviously, we like to see a regime change, at least I would, in Iran, just as I would like to see in Iraq. The question now is a practical question. It's not a question of whether Iraq's regime should be taken out, but when should it be taken out? It's not a question of whether you'd like to see a regime change in Iran, but how do it...
Are there any other nations that you would recommend that the United States launch preemptive attacks upon at this point?
The answer is categorically yes, is Iraq and Iran. But a third nation, by the way, is Libya as well. Libya is trying very rapidly to build an atomic bomb capability. So you have here now 3 nations.
All stand together to stop Iran's march of conquest, subjugation, and terror. I know that no matter on which side of the aisle you sit, you stand with Israel.
By the way, that's a command. That's an order he was giving to Congress. That wasn't him making an assessment. He was telling them, you stand with Israel. And then that's what they did. They all stood. So the seemingly permanent Israeli Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, is seen here revealing his history of getting everybody else to fight his wars except himself or his people. It's like he's part Hitler, part Tom Sawyer. That's right. He's Tom Hitler, ladies and gentlemen. And he is as pious a Jew as Vito Corleone was a good Catholic. When he says that he kept saying that we must overthrow Iraq. We must overthrow Russia. We must overthrow Libya and Iran. He just means you. And all those clowns applauding are some of the most unscrupulous, easily corrupted motherfuckers you've ever met in your life. They're the opposite of integrity and dignity. They are bought and paid for, and they are cowards, and they will sell this country out for a nickel, and they already did. They've done it. They do it almost daily on the regular. They sell this country out. They sell this country out to a proxy war with Russia and Ukraine. They'll gladly send a couple of $100 billion to the most corrupt country in Europe to fill the pockets of their donors and to appease Israel before they send a nickel to the United States to help you get your health care, to help you get a living wage, or get clean water in Flint. There still isn't clean water in Flint. How many cities in that? It's not just Flint. There's lead poisoned water all over this country. There's people living under bridges all over this country. And instead of sending a couple of $1 billion to fix that, which is that's all it would take way less money to fix homelessness in America and fix all the water in America and all the bridges in America than we sent to Ukraine. It would take a lot less. So they got the money and they just don't want to give it to you because the billionaire class wants us living in a country that's filled with homeless people to the brim, that makes you feel unstable, that your job could be taken away from you at any moment, or you have to work 2 or 3 of them, and that you're still crushed under healthcare bills when you get sick. They want that because, remember, chaos and fear serves the oligarchy. And what they get you to do is blame your neighbor for all that pain and all that economic pain you're worrying about. And what did they get you to focus on instead? They get you to focus on #MeToo. They get you to focus on sex violence on campus. They get you to focus on Donald Trump as a fascist. They get you to focus on Nazis with tiki torches. They get you to focus on everything except the economic pain that's being inflicted upon you by the oligarchy, the handful of billionaires that run this country and run this world and own your media.